Hi everyone, it's Angela from Cake Angel, and today I'm going to show you how to make a mini buttercream terrazzo cake using the spatula method. So to make this cake you'll need 3 layers of cake. I'm using 4-inch vanilla sponge, some buttercream, jam as a fill-in, or you can use ganache or curd. I'm using an assortment of spatulas, a turntable, 2 cake boards and a spare bowl. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have my cakes pre-wrapped in plastic wrap, and that's just to keep the moisture in the cake while I'm waiting for everything to get set up. I'm going to add some buttercream to my cake board, and this is to make sure that my cake doesn't fly off when I'm working on it. And I'm just going to give that cake a little press down, making sure it's nice and central. And then we can start adding our filling. So for this I'm just spreading on a little bit of buttercream. You could pipe this on as well if you wanted to, particularly if you're going to put a thinner filling in the middle of your cake. But I'm going to be using a fairly thick jam, so I just need a thin layer of buttercream to hold it in place. Let's get that sped up. So when you add your filling, just make sure you don't go all the way to the end, so that when you put your next layer on, it doesn't squeeze at the sides. And now that our cake is filled, we can go on to adding our first layer of buttercream. So this is also known as a crumb coat, which is going to seal all those crumbs in, so that when we do our second coat of icing, we shouldn't have any crumbs in there. Make sure you put lots of icing on your spatula as well, so it makes it easy for you to spread that around your cake. And once that's done, we're just going to let that sit in the fridge for 30 minutes to firm up, and then we can start work on our second layer. So this layer is going to be thicker so that we can make the terrazzo design later. And you're just going to go around and make sure that every part of the cake has a nice even layer of buttercream. And as you can see, I'm using a cake scraper to try and get our edges as smooth and as straight as possible. And when you're cleaning this off, make sure you just pop that excess buttercream on the top of your bowl. You don't want to put it back into the bowl in case there's any crumbs in there. Okay, so that needs to sit in the fridge again for 15 minutes, and now we can start to make the terrazzo effect. So to do this, I'm just using a small spatula, and I'm literally carving pieces of buttercream out of the cake. And these will be filled with our coloured buttercream once we've let that cake chill again. And there's no specific pattern that you're trying to create when you do this. You want it to be very random, and the holes can be different sizes, different directions, different shapes. The more random, the better. So next we're going to start adding colour to our cake, and I've pre-coloured some icing in a few different colours. And now you're just going to use a spatula and start filling in those holes. Again, there's no certain pattern that we're looking for, you just want to keep this nice and random. And make sure you put a lot of icing on there, because we will be going around later on and scraping all the excess icing off the cake. So once we've filled in all those gaps, the next thing we do is take our cake scraper again, and we're just going to go around and start scraping away all of that excess icing. And you can see straight away that it starts to create a really nice, almost watercolor-like pattern. And the more you scrape, the more icing it will take away. And look how pretty that looks. And there we go, our cake is done. I've just added a couple of meringue drops on top just to give it an extra pop of colour. And there you can see the inside of the cake as well, and those nice layers we filled. Don't forget to leave a comment below if you try out this technique, subscribe to my channel, and also check out all the other videos I have available for you. Thanks for watching!